We continue working with the file from the previous lesson, and I will move on to editing the sketch that we used to create this solid. I'll switch to the normal view to the sketch plane, increase the diameter of this circle to 30 millimeters, and make the change. Now I'll change the dimension of this rectangle from 100 to 150. And pay attention to what happened here. I changed the dimension of the rectangle, but the position of the circle did not change. Previously, this circle was in the center of the rectangle, but the fact that this circle was in the center of the rectangle, this was only because we used specific dimension values here in such a way that the center of this circle was at the center of the rectangle. In this case, if I change this dimension, and if I still want the center of the circle to be at the center of the rectangle, I also need to change this dimension. And here I enter the value 75, and now the circle is at the center of the rectangle. But if I change this dimension, for example, to 90 millimeters, then I also need to change this dimension. And when it comes to dimension values, we can also use mathematical operations here. In this case, of course, it's easy, but we can enter a mathematical operation. 90 divided by 2. I press enter. And here the dimension value has been changed. I accept the changes in the sketch, and now it looks like this. The circle is at the center of the solid. I go back to editing the sketch, set the top view, and defining the position of geometry using dimensions is correct. In many cases, this will be sufficient, especially in situations where we won't be making any further changes later on. We just want to create a model and then forget about it. In such cases, we can use dimensions to define the position of geometry, but we can also use constraints to define relationships between geometries. And in this case, if I want this circle to always be positioned at the center of the rectangle, we can use constraints that will ensure that, regardless of what the dimensions are of the rectangle, the circle will always be positioned at the center of the rectangle. To do this, I will remove the dimensions that defined the position of the center of the circle. And to specify that the center of the circle lies at the center of the rectangle, besides using dimensions, we can approach this in another way. How do we do that? First, I will create a construction line. I select the line drawing command, and I will draw this line so that the first point of the line is at this point, and the second point of the line is at this point. We have simply created the diagonal of the rectangle. I press escape to cancel the line drawing command. As for this line, at this moment it is sketch geometry. And that's not really a big problem. But if I close this sketch now, nothing has changed here. But I will delete this operation. I right-click and select delete. Okay, and now we have this sketch. And now, if I want to create a solid based on this sketch, I have to select two areas, because this line has divided my sketch into two regions. And that's not a problem, but in the case of more complex shapes, it can get a bit inconvenient, which is why it's worth changing this line to sketch reference geometry, that is, to construction geometry. I go into sketch editing, and to change the line to construction geometry, that is, to make it reference geometry for the sketch that will not interfere with creating the 3D solid, what you need to do is select this line and choose the command, construction. And now this line has changed its appearance, it is now a dashed line. And now, if I close the sketch and select the extrude operation, I indicate this area, and it is a single continuous area. And I will create a solid here with a thickness of 20 millimeters, just like before. And now I go back to editing the sketch. And now, to make the center of this circle lie in the middle of the solid, we'll use a constraint that places the center of the circle at the midpoint of this line. This is the midpoint constraint. Select this constraint and indicate the point, then indicate the line, and the center of the circle will be placed at the midpoint of this line. And now, regardless of what the dimensions will be of the rectangle, this circle will always be centered in the rectangle. I click on this constraint again to cancel the command. And now, if I change this dimension, for example to 120 millimeters and this one to 70, the circle will still remain centered. And these geometric constraints are additional commands alongside dimensioning, which allow you to define relationships between geometries, meaning they also let you define the position of one geometry relative to another. And we will be using these constraints very often throughout the rest of the course. While creating 2D sketches, we will also be using these constraints. I accept the changes in this sketch and in this lesson. We'll end here, but in the next lesson, we'll continue working with this example and cover more basic operations. I'll also show you using this example.